Okay, so thanks for coming back to watch the second video to help you prepare for your quiz next Tuesday. So this video only has two problems, very short, over functions. Okay, so let's start with this is problem number 5. If we continue, so um, in this problem, you need to list the domain and range. Okay, domain and range, and then is the relation a function? Okay, so that's what you have to do. And here's what you'll see. You'll see an input and an output. So this is an example of a mapping, right? So we're going to do a mapping example. Remember, there's 4 ways. Mapping is one. So here's your inputs, here's your outputs. Your inputs are -3, 5, and 1. Your outputs are -2, -1, 3, and 4. Okay, and we go -3 goes to -2, -3 goes to -1, 5 goes to 3, 1 goes to 4. Okay, so first, we need to list out the domain. So the domain, capital D, we make our little brace, and we list our inputs, our x values, our inputs, in numerical order with no repeats. -3, 1, and 5. Okay, so don't go top to bottom, numerical order. The range is then going to be the outputs in numerical order with no repeats. -2, -1, 3, and 4. Okay, so there's our domain and range. And then the question is the relation a function? This mapping represents a relation. Is it a function? Well, remember the definition of a function. Each input can only go to one output. 5 goes to 3, 1 goes to 4. But look at -3. It goes to 2. So this is not a function. So not a function because, and you're going to be asked to explain why. So make sure you understand why. Because the input -3 is paired with 2 outputs. And those are -2 and -1. Okay, so there is a good explanation of is the relation a function? No, it's not a function because the input -3 is paired with 2 outputs, -2 and -1. Okay, and then the second example I have for this video, I'm going to give you a function. Okay, so this is an evaluate problem. Evaluate. So here's the function. We're going to use g of x. Remember, that's g of x equals x squared minus 1 over x minus 1. And you need to evaluate it when x equals -6. Okay. So remember, the x's are the inputs. This is the input. You input it into the function wherever you see x. So I see x 3 times. G of -6 equals. Now when I put it in for x, notice the parentheses. -6 squared minus 1 over, let me draw that a little bit more horizontal, sorry, over -6 in a parenthesis minus 1. So the left side stays the same, right? You don't ever change it. It's notation, g of -6. Here, we are going to do -6 squared. Remember, it turns positive, 36. So we have 36 minus 1, and this is just -6 minus 1, right? Nothing changes here. So we have g of -6 equals, and we simplify. 36 minus 1 is 35. -6 minus 1 is -7. And if this can simplify, you should do it, and it does. So we have g of -6. Again, left side never changes. Equals 35 divided by -7 is -5. And there's evaluating a function. for a given x value. So hopefully after watching these 2 videos, you feel more confident going into Tuesday's quiz. All right, thanks for watching. We'll see you on Tuesday.